Hey everybody, it's Chris from the Charity Board Gamer. Once again, we're at Origins. It is the last day, but you know what? It is not a true convention unless you spend a little bit of time with Tim from Thunderworks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So tell us about what's going on. How's the con been? I know you've got some awesome games coming out. I know there's one over here that we're showing. It's Cape May. So tell us a little bit about Cape May.
Well, so we've been really excited to get back into cons again. Obviously last year we missed them a lot, but we worked really hard last year to get some great titles coming. So we've got a ton of stuff that's going to be releasing in the next month or two. Unfortunately, with all the supply chain delays, we didn't have them for Gen Con and Origins, but we do have them coming to backers and pre-orders in the next month. And then we'll have them for, at the retailers by Christmas. So yeah, let's talk about Cape May. So Cape May, this is the one that a lot of people are surprised. Like, why are you publishing a game that isn't a fantasy theme? Well, the answer is we fell in love with this game. The designer, Eric Masso, is a new designer, but he grew up visiting Cape May, New Jersey with his family. So he wanted to make a board game that brought out the history of Cape May. So this game is a medium light Euro style game that has two main mechanisms. You are building an economy, building your money by building shops and businesses, and then using that money to build Victorian houses that you can upgrade then to landmarks. So, and it is in 4 different regions or neighborhoods. The closer you get to the seashore, of course, that property is more valuable if it's on the ocean front. It takes place over 4 seasons, so it's a year-long game, the 1 year at Cape May. And at the beginning of every round of the season, there's an event card that comes out, and it's historical. So it's all the stuff that took place in Cape May, New Jersey, like a hurricane, or when the president visited, or a mosquito swarm, and that event will change the strategy for that particular round. So maybe it'll cost you more to build, or maybe you'll earn more from businesses. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. It's a really fun game. People really liked it because it fits that sort of light medium Euro style game. Not too heavy, not a brain burner.
Yeah. Beautiful
artwork by Michael Menzel. It just looks great on the table. So that will be coming in November.
I mean, it looks beautiful. I mean, you see these little houses.
Yeah.
And it's nicely done. Like,
yeah. Thanks.
I mean, these are what, 3D printed for the prototype, or for this?
This is actually a production copy. So these are the molded figures. That's how they'll come.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could paint them if you wanted, but and then you have the little detail with the picket fence, which is the landmark. So when you put the picket fence on it, then that's the highest upgrade, the landmark Victorian. So.
Oh yeah. Wow. So now, of course, there is, your fantasy-related games.
Yes.
And you know that we at the Charity Board Gamer, and Justin and Chelsea, we all love playing this game right here, Cartographers.
Yeah.
But now there's this. Tell us about Heroes.
Well, I mean, Cartographers was a huge hit for us, obviously, so a lot of people really love it. It plays great with a large group, and so people were clamoring for more, so we came up with Cartographers Heroes. I call it Cartographers 2.0 because it's a standalone. You do not have to have cartographers to play it, but it's more of what you love about Cartographers. More scoring edict cards, more explore cards with different shapes on them, and then 2 new elements. The monster ambush cards are even worse than in Cartographers, because in Cartographers you just put them on your opponent's map and they give you negative points. Well, in Heroes, the monsters have ongoing effects. So at the end of every season, the monster does additional damage. So for example, there's a zombie horde. It starts out as just a 1 single square, but at the end of every season, it grows to another square, and so on and so on. So it'll keep spreading. So we have better monsters, we've got better heroes. So the heroes in Cartographers Heroes, when that card comes out, you draw a sword on your board and then a configuration of asterisks. That's so that if a monster ever occupies that square, the hero kills it. So you can stop the monsters and eliminate the negative points.
Yeah, that's been one that we've actually had the chance to do on one of our charity live streams, and I loved how you had the different like maps. I think we used the nebulous map, and so the volcano would start spreading and destroying everything in its wake, which is really cool.
So we'll have the 3 map packs that'll be available from our website and also in retail. Those are for sale separately, $10 a map pack. You get a pack of the maps and a couple of cards that have like a little additional rule on them. So like you mentioned, the volcano and nebulous, we have the Undercity, which is kind of like a dungeon delve, and then the planar Ephral, which are kind of like islands. So that gives you an even bigger challenge because you can't just draw anywhere on the map. So yeah, more of what people love about Cartographers, just to kind of mix it up and give some variety. So that'll be hitting retail stores at the same time, about November.
Now, we've gotten started on doing RPGs as a group, and one of the things that I noticed is that now you kind of are going into these adventures with this Roleplayer Adventure line. Tell us how that journey from us playing role player in this wonderful world that was created. What Adventures is all about?
Well, Roleplayer Adventures is the culmination of the role player universe. It's the dream that started in Keith's mind, now fleshed out into a full narrative campaign game. You can take your character from role player and bring it into Roleplayer Adventures, and over 12 storybooks. Each storybook is about 2 to 3 hours worth of content. 4-player cooperative campaign game. Your role player character goes out and you're making choices throughout the adventure, deciding what you're going to do, and those choices change the way the story unfolds, like a choose your own adventure novel. So if you're somebody that loves like Gloomhaven or a narrative campaign game, you're gonna love Roleplayer Adventures. And what I think is really the thing that sets apart Adventures is the story in it is amazing. The story is like a novel set in a game. There's so much stuff that happens in it. It explains the whole world of Roleplayer.
That's really cool. And the only thing I want to see now is they've got these sweet shirts at Thunderworks where it's like the role player universe. It's like the Brady Bunch, but there's no Alice. So they need to come out with an Alice character.
Sir Meeple Apparel did a line of role player universe t-shirts for us, and they're pretty amazing. So
they're really good, really well done. So what is next? Now I know one thing that I love doing is for some reason breaking out of prison. But so I was excited when you all decided to come out with Breakout. It was just recently funded on Kickstarter. We loved it as a family, and so we had that on the live stream with Danielle Stanring, and and of course at some point Justin figured out my method of how I was going to win, and totally screwed it up.
Well, I mean, Lockup was the game that I think didn't get as much love as it deserved. It came out about the same time as Cartographers, and Cartographers kind of overshadowed it. But I think it's a really great game with some really fun mechanics, with the sort of blind bidding, trying to get the majority in the different rooms of the prison in order to gather resources, which then you can use to buy cards of different items for points. And so Breakout, the Lockup Breakout is just adding a little bit more a different element where you're going through the kind of dungeon below the prison, trying to get out first to get some additional points as well. And it allowed us to reprint Lockup, so I'm hoping with this new reprint with the expansion that more people will get introduced to the fun of playing Lockup as well. Another one of the Roleplayer Universe games.
Oh yeah, and the acrylic tiles that were on the Kickstarter looked amazing. I went ahead and I ordered all of it. But I'll tell you the one thing though that I am excited about, of course, holiday season's coming up. What is the game that from you all that should be underneath the tree or be wrapped up for a friend? What is the one that we should be talking about?
I mean, I think really Cartographers Heroes is going to be the one that I think will really be popular with a lot of gamers. The reason is that it's really simple mechanics. People can teach, if you play Cartographers, you already know how to play it, but you can teach anybody how to play it. And as you know, it plays great virtually, like over Zoom. And it's so popular. You've been playing it with tons of people on your channel, and that's what's great about it. So like this holiday, if we're still kind of separated from our family and friends, playing Cartographers Heroes virtually on Zoom or with your family, because it plays from one player as a solo game all the way up to as many players as you have the map sheets for. They can just download them from our website.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, Tim, thanks for spending time with us. Folks, we hope you have an amazing Origins. We'll see you all later. Bye.